They're looking locked in. I think they're alright.
Yeah, I think we might be good to go, hopefully here.
It should be good.
All right, let's start on board with Zach. Off the rip here, map number 1, Mikado Hardpoint. It's going to be a scrappy first hill, we all know that. Not going to expect either team to sponge up a whole lot of time on this hill.
Point blank looking to hit that right side of the map. Try and get those P2 spawns. Couple of gunnies going their way, but Mindfreak looking to hold it for now.
Yeah, it's always a very contested hill here, and it's a bit of a battle for spawns, if you will. And you see now that number 8 player in Luca, as well as Shocks, you know, they spawn out the opposite side of the map now. So Point Blank's focus here is really just trying to find those kills over towards P2 here. And, you know, if you don't get a lot of time on this first hill, it's not the end of the world. Off the rip here, teams will look to try and chain P2 and 3 together for a good chunk of their
down
time.
For Mindfreak.
But yeah, just like that.
Zach's got one more to deal with over here.
Yeah, Luca fighting through the back here as he's going to look to try and find 2, but picked up by Jarzen. So he's going to work the flank slow, met by Fighter up top. Now the push going to come through the front near
Point
Hedges
blank, all Swan and Hedges. Cool, calm and collected by Mindfreak, locking that down. Question is, they're going to give it one more hit. Probably look to set up in a second. No time so far from Point Blank. Another 3 down for Mindfreak.
Yeah, so it's looking a bit rough early on here. Couldn't get themselves comfortably inside of the point there, but sure they won't mind that. They've got this rotation over towards next, but Imagine's got a couple of players from Mindfreak here that are going to look to push in just a few moments here. So the goal, just to get some bodies around this point here and try and find these 3 players that have rotated across. Done well so far by finding 2. It's Fighter. Tries to jump in, throw a contest on. Will not find that kill on Imagine. Now trying to work the flank. Jumps in for a quick kill. Still very contested here. Point Blank not finding any control of this point at the moment. So Mindfreak up by about 70 here with a fair amount of control across the map here. And they finally found their way inside of the point to find a few seconds here, but looks like
starting to get that time up. Fighter sneaking in the back, but Jarzen collects him. He's probably going to get cut off through mid by number 6, which he does. So hopefully a bit of a bounce back for the Point Blank boys.
Yeah, they've got a bit of work to do here. We see them spawning out middle as well, which is going to be a bit of a problem now. They've got to fight through, probably the middle of the map here. And see this spot from Shocks here just posted up in the corner.
Too many to deal with though.
Yeah, a bit of a numbers advantage there for Point Blank, and they'll try and break through here. They've got a few numbers around the point. Try and collapse in from both sides. Imagine up the back here. He's got Shocks just playing patiently in the corner, but Zach inside of the point.
Oh my.
Imagine
jumps on, gets 2, goes for the 3rd.
Almost found himself 3 there. That could have been something.
Shock. Able to shut it down, and he's going to get another on that hill too. Some more time towards that advantage.
It's a good start from Zach here on the scoreboard as well. He started 13 and 5 early on in this game. Almost found himself a minute on the hill as well.
He is frying.
Now we've got one of the Mindfreak players made his way inside of Tin. That's Shocks. He's found 2 down low. Luca follows to find the 3rd. And Imagine's just got to play his life up top here. Does well for the moment.
Cronus coming over to support. All the boys backing up.
So they've got the numbers
now it's
around
about
the
the
hill
setup.
now.
Yeah, it's about the setup now, and they're set up pretty well. That's 3 down. That's another. That's all 4 completely wiped. Great setup from Point Blank.
Yeah, and they really needed this as well.
Thinking about the rotations as well.
It's an 80-point differential right now, so they're going to look to try and claw their way back into this game right now. But Mindfreak definitely better here on their holds and their breaks.
It's a nice throw from Zach.
Got the break.
You see Mindfreak's trying to get him to spawn to that back car park. Over there on that hedges side. Easy to hold that way. And that's probably why these two are looking to flip it out. Please try and get those back spawns.
Try and play a pinch from both sides, if you will, but Imagine's kind of pinned on that hedge with no cover. He gets hit out from shocks and
So much time going the way of Mindfreak right now.
Yeah, they're sitting nice and comfortable, but we know this map. We've seen teams swing the score completely around, even with leads this big, so you can never rule out any of these teams when they're down by this. They just need to string together a couple of hills. But right now, Mindfreak are looking very, very comfortable on this map right now.
Jarzen one to deal with, but Luca's going to get him off, and rotations are on for Mindfreak yet again. More time going their way, and everybody spawning out on this too. You got shocks in the back, got two to deal with. Jarzen's going to get him off the heady. And just absolutely soaking this time. Nice gunny from Luca. Smugs one more next to him, but Pog Fatty ain't gonna chill it just yet. Finally gets in and breaks the hill. Pointblank desperately need this time. Fire's gonna break on with two. It's a bit of a scrap fest, this one.
I think they finally now break in. There's 15 seconds are basically going to get given to them for nothing here. So, and we look at the scoreboard. Mindfreak only need 30 points here to secure this map 1. And Mindfreak, 30 seconds in the next two hills is not going to be too difficult for them. So this is going to be a perfect couple of hills here for Pointblank. And it's probably not going to be on the back of this P1 here. We know how rough this can be to try and hold. For any team here, so Mindfreak going to get some bodies in here and do their best to try and ice it by the second hill on the second rotation. The shocks is doing well inside of the point though. 15 seconds needed for Mindfreak. Pointblank desperately trying to claw their way back in. They've got a couple of players last up, but 10 seconds remaining. They need something here, and it looks like
I don't think anybody's close enough for it. One more left. Imagine. Yeah, he's going to get gunned, and that's going to be it.
That will
Map
do
1,
it.
Mindfreak.
They just look too comfortable on it right now. And
yeah, that was some good hard point from them. 100%. Zach was popping off.
Oh, absolutely, and when your subs get going on this map, it is so hard. You can push the pace in so many of these lanes and hills.
Exactly.
And Zach definitely led the way there, 23 and 14 at the end of the game. He's MVP of map number 1, if you would, but map 1 is map 1, so that's done and dusted. We're going to look towards the search and destroy on map 2.